Face the flip.
I heard the alarm this morning, but there's no time to snooze. Time to open my eyes, time to moisturize and tie my lace-up shoes.
Yeah, it's shoe time.
Friend dropped by to see me.
I love the
She said,
syncopation.
"You're some cleaning whiz. You look so happy and you dress so snappy. Come on, tell me what your secret is." I said, "I'm a fly baby, flapping these pretty wings. I'm a fly baby.
Get on in here.
Sticking to my routines, and it won't be perfect tomorrow, and it won't be perfect next year.
Chair
But
dance.
I'm still flying, baby. Get my life in
Are you ready to get in gear? We're going to do it today. Come on in. Where's all my YouTube people?
I kick back after working, 'cause things are looking fine. The kids aren't screaming and this house is cleaning, and wow, that sink sure shines. But I still have piles of clutter, 'cause I'm not Superman. But I'm not downhearted, I'm just getting started, and I jump in where I am, 'cause I'm a fly baby.
Sing it.
Flapping these pretty wings. I'm a fly baby, sticking to my routines, and it won't be perfect tomorrow, and it won't be perfect next year, but I'm still flying, baby, get my life in gear.
Key change.
I'm a fly baby, flapping these pretty wings. I'm a fly baby, sticking to my routines, and it won't be perfect tomorrow, and it won't be perfect next year, but I'm still flying, baby, get my life in gear. Oh, get my life in gear. You go, girl.
I love this song. It makes me happy. Anyway, my sweet darling brought me another cup of coffee this morning. I'm in my Mount Rushmore cup. I'll have to, I think I'll put that on my little list of things to talk about. The time Michelle and I went to Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. Write it down. And prairie dogs. Oh my, and the Badlands. Yeah, Badlands. Anyway, we had a ball. That's a whole nother story. But you know, tomorrow is family fun day. Tonight is date night. And you know, it's up to us to make memories. We have to make memories. Oh yeah, y'all got to see Robert brought me this cup of coffee, and he got in close. He doesn't like to be online very, very much. But did y'all know Robert wrote a novel a few years ago when he retired? He took 2 years out of his life and wrote a novel. And it's absolutely amazing. I wish he'd write another one, but when it comes time, he will. I'm sure he will. But it's an interesting novel, and there's a lot of good reviews on this novel. But some people didn't read the book, and they thought it was about finding stuff. But the name of the book, now y'all get your pen out and write this down. The name of his book was Could You But Find It? And somebody thought it had to do with finding things in your clutter. You just have to laugh. You just have to laugh. But Robert is a great writer. He is an amazing writer. He writes essays all the time, but he doesn't ever publish them. One day he will, but they're good essays. He reads them to me occasionally. But go check out his novel, and if you read it, please leave him a review, because he checks his reviews every day. Every single day. Now, let's do some announcements. Friday, family is date night. Clean out your car, clean out your purse. Now, while you're listening to me right now, grab your pocketbook and let's go through it. And y'all post the things that are in there that don't belong in your pocketbook. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play that little game. And then Saturday is family fun day. So what are you going to do for fun? It's the first day of spring practically. Let's see, today's the 20th. So let me see when the first day of spring is. Let me get my calendar out. Now, my sister's birthday, Sister Patty's birthday, is the 22nd. First day of spring is tomorrow. Yay! How cool is that? The 20th, first day of spring. So, folks, there goes my piece of paper falling off. My tiny purses has no room for clutter in a tiny purse. That's for certain. So clean out your purse and post the strangest thing you find in your pocketbook. Yeah, let's post it. And let's see. Sunday is Renew Your Spirit Day. And I've been reading the Bible, y'all. And it is just quite interesting. I started with Genesis. Well, I did Colossians and Ephesians. But now I'm starting back at the beginning. And somebody cleans their purse out every night. That's good. I missed her name. Delia or something. And, spring is such a good time for renewal. I mean, we're starting to see little buds of leaves on the trees, and my clematis bush has little red leaves pushing out on it. And it's just a happy time of the year. Happy time. I've got buttercups, jonquils, whatever you want. Well, I call them March flowers, are out in my garden that I can see from here. My roses are putting out little shoots. It's just a great time of year to get excited. And so I think it's time to plant some. You can plant cold weather vegetables right now. You can plant mustard greens. You can plant cabbages. You can plant potatoes. You can plant a lot of things that go in the ground right now. And you can start things in some buckets. So get a bucket, put some holes in it, and put some dirt in it, and start planting things. Spring is here. It's time. Okay, what else? This week we've been in Zone 3, our main bathroom, and our Stash and Dash place. You know where that is. Tomorrow and on Sunday we start thinking about Zone 4. And you know what Zone 4 is? Zone 4 is our master bedroom, our master bedroom, bathroom, and our closet. These three places. So you can get a few take a few things out of your closet to donate to somebody else. Get rid of some of your clutter, and you're going to be surprised at the end of the week how much stuff you've gotten rid of out of your closet. If you do 5 things a day, at the end of the week, you'll have 25 items you've gotten rid. 25 items could be about this much in your closet. Can you imagine having that much more room in your closet to hang things? Things don't get wrinkled when you hang them up. So please take care of your master bedroom. We're going to start on that on Sunday. Let's see, what else? So I've been reading about the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt and how their masters gave them gold and silver and just sent them on their way. They just said, you've got to leave. These plagues are awful. You've got to leave right now. And so God parted the Red Sea and they went across on dry land, and then all the soldiers in chariots were killed when the sea came back in. And then they're wandering the desert for 40 years. 40 years because they were whining. 40 years of whining. Can you imagine that? And they didn't listen to Aaron and Moses. They didn't listen at all. And they were grumbling about not having any meat. And then they were grumbling about not having any bread. And God sent manna from heaven. Manna from heaven. It was like snow on the ground. Snow was on the ground. And they would go out and collect it. And there would be enough for everybody in their family for their morning meals. And then in the evening, he would send a flock of quail for them to eat. And he provided for them for 40 years, but they still grumbled and whined and were not satisfied. So when we whine, what I took from that passage as I was reading it just before bed last night is that our whining prolongs our being in stress. Our whining prolongs our misery. So why do it? Stop doing it. Stop whining. Nip it in the bud. Tape your mouth. Don't even think it. Let it go. And be thankful for everything you have. Now, he also told them not to go out and collect on the Sabbath. He wanted the Sabbath was a day of rest, kind of like our Renew Our Spirit Day. Get as much stuff done so you don't have to do anything on Sunday. Take care of your family. You know, you could have Sunday as being your leftover day, or you could prepare things where you just have to heat stuff up. But when he told them that they were not to go out, and the Lord was with them in the cloud, in this cloud that was leading them through the desert. The Lord was in that cloud, and it was also in the fiery pillar at night. Yes, the Sabbath is Saturday. I know that. But we have Sunday blue laws. We used to. We don't anymore. You can buy beer and you can do all kinds of things on Sunday that you never used to be able to do. But now our Sunday is our day of renewing our spirit. It's a day of renewing our spirit. And when we immerse ourselves in the Lord, when we immerse ourselves in the Word, you know, the people of the New Testament and the New Testament church, this is kind of fun. The New Testament church was in people's homes. Can you imagine having your church family, a few families to come together to worship together in your home? It would scare you to death right now. You know why? Because your homes are a mess. Your homes are a mess. So we have to get our homes in order so we can spend time together as brothers and sisters in Christ, so that our children can have friends over and not be ashamed. Getting our house in order gets us closer to God. It really does. A lot of people have had the service in their homes. Getting our homes in order is good. So folks, Drink your coffee. That's really good coffee this morning. I look at him with pitiful puppy dog eyes and say, "Pretty please," and he knows exactly what I want. Yeah, on fire. Well, the main thing is we've got to get when we surround ourselves with things that teach us something. When we're listening to devotionals, when we're listening to preachers, when we're listening to the prophetic word from somebody, it gets us centered on the Lord. Yesterday I read about Joseph being sold into slavery into Egypt, and then his family coming to Egypt to beg to buy food. I don't want you to beg for food. I want you to have enough food in your house to last for a couple of months. You got more food in your house than you know you do. If you sat down and took inventory of everything in your house that you have that you can cook, you probably come up with a couple of weeks worth. Start saving money by feeding your family with what you have, and then build your inventory up by another week, and then another week, and another week. And before you know it, you'll have enough food in your house to get through any storm. Any storm, whether it's a political storm, whether it's an ice storm like Texas had a month ago, you'll be able to get through these storms. You can do this. Being prepared, not living day to day. Now, God was providing for the Israelites in the desert. But you know what happened when they hoarded? Do you know what happened when they hoarded the manna from heaven? It turned to maggots. It turned to maggots. That's what happens to our clutter. It becomes worms all over our house. It pulls us away from my hair is oily, and sometimes I don't like a dry shampoo. I sometimes let it go 2 days. I'll wash it tonight. It'll be fine tomorrow. But I like for the natural oils in my hair to coat my hair, and it keeps it from breaking off. God gives us everything we need. He gives us everything we need. He gave us fever. You know what fever does? Fever kills viruses. Somebody's like me. They don't like to breathe in the dry shampoo. I don't like it either. But the manna turned to worms. Your clutter is keeping you from your purpose. Because it says, come, you got to take care of me. You got this mess over here in the corner. You got to come take care of me. Clutter is a selfish house guest. And the only way you can take care of it is to get rid of it. Because once it's gone, you don't have to think about it anymore. You get to get rid of it. My hair's not long enough for a ponytail, y'all. So folks, let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of our homes so that we can worship the Lord the way we're going to have to. Yeah. Let's have food in our house to take care of our families. Let's do it. Life is too short. So the Mormons have a wonderful tradition in their religion. They like to have a storehouse of 2 years worth of food that they just rotate in and out. 2 years worth of food. Can you imagine having 2 years worth of food? Now it can become a problem if it's not sealed up well, and you're taking care of it. I had a friend one time, and on Twitter I saw her post, and we weren't friends with her, but she was so overwhelmed with her food storage that they had done. She lived out in the country in a small subdivision, and they had cut the fields, getting ready to put some more housing in. And when they cut the fields, the field mice came into her house and took over her house, and she had to put her food storage on her dining table, and it was, canned goods and dry goods and all kinds. You got to have stuff in good containers. And one of the containers I found that was really good when I put together my Y2K stash many, many years ago in 1999 was lard cans. Lard cans. You can get them at the hardware store. They're metal cans. Mice can't chew through metal cans. They can't do it. You can stuff a steel wool into a mouse hole, and they can't get in that mouse hole. So food rotation and having storage and knowing where your food is stashed in your house. And there's some great ways for storage. I've got a table right over here. I've got 6 baskets underneath it. 6 baskets. You could fill those baskets with different items. So folks, planning for any emergency, having a storehouse of food to feed your family is going to protect you. It really is. It's going to protect you from being worried about where your food's, because worrying is lack of faith in God. Worrying is lack of faith. So let's be prepared so we don't have to worry. Let's be prepared. I had a weird dream last night. I told Robert about it first thing this morning. And it was one of these dreams where you wake up from the dream and you can close your eyes and you can jump back in the dream. Isn't that strange? But I dreamt for about 45 minutes because I looked at the clock and then I closed my eyes again and I jumped back into the dream. And we were in a restaurant and we wanted to eat breakfast, and the restaurant was covered up with people, just lots of people. And Robert's shoe had broken, and he stamped his foot, and he put his foot down, and the shoe went all to pieces. So he's barefoot, and he's got tender feet. We wear the same size. I could have given him one of my shoes, and we'd have been fine. I'd have been barefoot, but I can handle things on my feet easier than he can. But we got stuck in a back room of this restaurant, and there were 6 rooms in this restaurant, and we got stuck in the far back one, and it was taking forever to get our breakfast. And then I had a vision in this dream. I'm having a dream, and then in the dream I have a vision that there's going to be a fire. And that we've got to get out of this room. And there was one window, but Robert's barefoot on one foot. And we have a rule. This is a funny rule that we have. We don't like white tablecloths in restaurants. And there were white tablecloths in this restaurant. And I figured out that we could take the white tablecloth and wrap it around his foot, and that we could take a leg off the table because they had big legs on the table, and I could unscrew the legs. So we unscrewed the legs, and I don't know if we got out or not, but we were prepared. We were prepared to get out of that room before the stampede happened. Think about that. We were prepared. So let's take care of our families by being prepared. Be prepared. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And you're just going to be blown away about how calm you are, even if it's a tough time. I know people who've gone through 3 weeks without electricity. I've done it for 3 days here, or during a flood. So folks, take a few minutes to make a plan. When you find yourself in a bad situation, just kind of think it through. What would you do? You know, if it's if you got to cook and you don't have a grill, you know, there's such a thing as a fire pit. You can take and you don't have electricity, you can build a fire pit with rocks and things, and you can set the racks from your oven on this fire pit to cook with. Yeah, imagine that. You could do it. You could cut 2 logs and lash them together at the top and put a rotisserie rod through there. And you could turn a rotisserie. Yeah, we've seen that before. Just think it through. You could cook in a Dutch oven and bake biscuits and all kinds of things. So folks, think things through a little bit. We got plenty of firewood. We had a fire yesterday going. I could cook in my fireplace. I could build a fire outside. I could put a wash tub over a fire and heat up hot water. I've got a cast iron wash tub in the basement. So take a few minutes to think things through, because when you think things through, it's God helping you. It's God helping you to be able to have a plan. Even if you never implement it, you know where these things are, and you can make it happen because you've thought about it. You're not standing there like a chicken with its head cut off trying to get things done. It's the weekend. I want you to have some fun this weekend. It's the first day of spring tomorrow. Maybe you can build a little fire in your fire pit and get rid of some paper clutter. Being calm in stressful times is good. We always do something for date night. Last week we went for a drive, which is good because I haven't been in the car much in the last 3 or 4 months. Somebody has a cast iron stove. We're getting one. A wood stove that Robert's going to put in his basement, in his office. It can heat the whole house probably. But if we had to, we could live down there. Well, y'all have a good rest of the day. I'll be here in... Robert and I have already talked about, we feed the squirrels and the birds and everything. And if we ended up having to eat squirrels, we'd have some pretty fat squirrels around here. It'd break our hearts to do it, but we could do it. And I could cook them too. I could clean them too. And we're real close to a stream. We can go fishing. And we have a stream at the base of our property that's got fish in it. They're trout, and trout are good to eat. I love you all. I'll see you at 3 o'clock. It's tea time. Bring your tea. Be prepared like the Boy Scouts. Be prepared. Think things through. See you later.